Can we go to the seminary? No. Maybe the ghost knows about Michael Cooper. Maybe the doorman knows about Michael Cooper.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Did George know anyone named...
I'm afraid.
Nope. You're useless.
Yep, just...
I'm convinced that this world doesn't have Facebook as a thing. And I'm kind of okay with that. And also, keep in mind, this is New York City. If we look up Michael Cooper, we're going to get about 3,000 Michael Coopers. And it's going to take a while to sift through the one that's a priest.
Hi there.
Hello again, mister. What brings you by?
I was right, I can't ask her questions.
Well, whoever...
Say hi to George.
Wait, there's a plaque in front, I think, that has at least the current minister on it. Of the church, I mean.
It says Grace. Of course, we knew that. Weekend organ meditation. It says Grace Church in New York, Episcopal, Reverend Gabriel Ullman, Rector.
Never looked up Gabriel Ullman, I don't think. They went to school together. I think, yeah, because they would have known. Oh, probably just New York Theological Seminary. Really? Seminary. I'm trying to get an address, but okay. Oh wait, maybe I can hear the phone if I call it from in here.
He looks pretty deep. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Michael Cooper. He's a priest too, isn't he?
So?
So, it's a pretty big coincidence, wouldn't you say? Please stop lying to me.
I'm not.
You're not telling me the whole truth either, are you?
He came to me scared, begging me to protect him, to give him sanctuary. He was ranting. I should have turned him away, but we roomed together at the seminary.
There we go. That's probably gonna be the address, see whether or not I misspelled it.
You can take me to him.
He's raving. He's mad. He says he's in a battle for his very soul. Is this true?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well,
he's in the school. It's
okay, there we
closed
go.
for the winter break, so it seemed like a good place as any to hide him. Here's a key. The entrance is around the corner.
Sweet.
Please, do whatever you must. Just don't come back here.
Don't worry.
Oh, it's a different school.
So, thrown out of a church. I suppose with our record it was only a matter of time.
The entrance to the school is around the block. Let's go.
Let's try it spelling it correctly, although again, I don't think it's going to be a thing. Can't even fit the whole thing. You couldn't fit the Y, so there's that.
It's the front. No need to pay attention to that.
Things like traffic lights stopped having any meaning around the time I died.
True that.
Lafayette Street looks cold and icy. Better stick to the sidewalk.
Hey, I should probably get the key out. Or no, she uses it
The Lord
automatically.
is my shepherd.
Whoa, that's weird.
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
I think he's reciting the
beside
Psalm
the
of
still
David.
waters.
From
He
the books I've
restores my
read,
soul.
it's supposed to guard against
He
evil.
leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And though I walk through the valley,
Michael? Michael Cooper.
You! Stay back, bestower. I've got a gun.
Just a second.
I said stay back!
Whoa, calm down. I'm not here to hurt you.
Oh yeah? Tell that to Leah and George and the others.
Others? How many of you are there?
You don't even know that. You don't know a thing, do you? This wasn't the plan.
Plan?
Yes, our brilliant plan. We get the bestower to escort our souls to the next world. Protect us from this force that is after us.
Hey, what's up,
Instead,
Nicolas?
you let us be destroyed.
I tried. Honestly, I tried.
Tried. I'm sure that was a comfort to George and Leah while their very souls were being torn apart.
I'm sorry. Whatever is going on, it's new. I've never seen anything like it before.
I see. And what about him?
Huh?
Your friend? The
I'm
man
starting to
behind
worry
you.
that
He hasn't said a word
maybe
since you
the
walked in.
gown lady's going a little crazier than
me?
she let
Do you
on.
mean me?
Yes, you. Don't look so surprised. How else could I have known who you were? Now get out of here. You've been nothing but trouble ever since George went to look for you.
I am so sick of guns.
Yeah, well, I'm sick of all this.
Temper, my host.
Ah,
Of course.
welcome
It
back,
can't be.
bitch.
I told you to stay in the other room.
Yes, my host, I know. But I had to intervene. These two know me. If I may.
Fine, fine. Just make it quick. I'm losing concentration.
Malone, Blackwell, what a pleasant surprise to see you both again.
Yeah, surprise.
Maybe she's
is
not
the
behind
word.
it then.
What the hell are you doing here?
Is it not obvious? You freed me, Malone, brought me back into this world, and as befits all of our kind, I had a host waiting for me, and so I have returned to my former duties.
Look, as much as I am touched by this reunion, I need to focus.
Perhaps we should all converse outside.
Fine, outside. Just leave me in peace.
Shit's gonna
Thank
go
you,
down
my
while we
host.
outside.
That was Madeline.
You know her? That saves time, I guess. Look, maintaining this circle leaves me a bit cranky. Sorry. If you can help, great. If not, well, I've made my peace with it. Just go talk to her. She's outside. I need to concentrate. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies.
Blackwell, Malone, it's been a long time since we've been able to converse.
It's been almost 6 months since Joey freed you. How come we're only seeing you now?
I admit the transition hasn't been pleasant. I have had 3 hosts since returning to this world. The first was an old man on the edge of death. He lingered for 6 weeks before finally succumbing to the inevitable.
She's
An
just got
old
bad
man passed
taste
and
in
became known to
help.
his niece for a time. She ran every time she saw me. I tried to keep my distance, give her time to adjust, but in the end,
That
she fell
sucks.
down the stairs in an attempt to flee. The poor woman died, and I was passed to her brother, the man inside.
Do you know what's going on? Why are these souls being attacked?
I do not know. I wish I did. Like you, we saw it happen. We saw a soul being torn apart and could do nothing. I'm afraid my host became a little unreasonable after that.
Why was George looking for me?
We needed a bestower. A proper bestower. My host and I were not up to the task.
Eh?
It might be due to my time in the void. It might be because my host's soul has been marked by whatever is out there. But in any case, our abilities are limited. We cannot even help lost souls move on as you do.
That's
See
troublesome.
them and talk to them, but that is all. Hence why we needed you.
Lucky us.
Yay!
You should really call me Rosangela.
Forgive me. When you are as old as I am, all the names blur together. So I tend to address those I speak to by their family name. It is just easier that way, and less painful. I'm afraid it is a habit that is difficult to break.
Aw.
So what can we do? We don't even know what's going on.
Yay,
My theory was that you could
exposition.
help move these poor souls into the next world before they were destroyed. But it appears that it did not achieve the desired result.
You could say that, yeah.
You must investigate. My host and I are restricted, but you two are not. If anyone can help uncover why these poor spirits are being attacked and stop it, it is you.
So how'd you like being on the outside, as it were? I imagine it's better than being trapped wherever you were.
I had thought, I had hoped, that I would pass on, that being brought back
Nope.
to the mortal world would force me to obey mortal laws. Instead, No, it is not to be. I have returned to my former duties, therefore I must have further work to do. But yes, it is nicer than being trapped in the void. Did I ever thank you, Malone?
Not as such, no.
Well, I must rectify that. Thank you.
Yeah,
sure.
rectify.
Anytime.
There's a ghost haunting the empty apartment across from George Austin.
I see. Well, you know your duty. Go and save it.
Thanks for nothing.
What can you tell me about Father Michael?
Cooper is my host. We have not had the time to get to know each other better.
Is he always this ornery?
Do have some pity for him.
Pardon me?
He has lost his uncle, his sister, and several of his friends. He has been forced to accept the spirit world and the possible loss of his own soul, all within the span of a few weeks. If anyone deserves some understanding, it is he.
Do you know a place called the Carth House?
I'm afraid I do not.
Do you know anything about this Grace group?
I know that it meant a great deal to my host, as well as his friends. Whatever happened at those meetings, it greatly improved their lives. But obviously, it came at a cost.
Why do you let Father Michael push you around like that?
It is what my host wishes.
So?
Simply that. I must do what my host commands.
Right, seriously. What's the story?
No story, Malone. If my host wishes me to leave him alone, I leave him alone.
That actually works?
Of course. It is my duty to do so.
So, Joey, could...
No.
Of course, some of us take our duties more seriously than others.
That's
well,
awesome.
I suppose we'll talk to you soon.
Of course.
No screaming coming from inside yet. See if I can get any more info out of him.
Father Michael?
The Lord?
Yeah?
Yay!
I can't believe there's another medium in New York.
Medium?
Sorry, I mean bestower. I've been calling myself medium for so long I sometimes forget.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not like I have anyone to talk to about this stuff. Nobody living, anyway.
Hey, look, I'd love to swap ghost stories with you, but it takes all my concentration to maintain the circle.
It's a nice circle.
Sorry. Maybe we'll have coffee later? You know, after we save your soul and everything.
Sure, sounds great.
What is this circle?
Oh, this. Madeline taught me how to do it. It prevents anything spiritual from getting to me. It takes some concentration to maintain, so I'm sorry if I seem a bit inhospitable.
How did you learn what was happening?
You mean that our souls were being taken?
Yeah.
It was a few weeks ago. I was at the bedside of a friend.
Jeffrey.
His name
That's
was.
a J.
He went
Maybe
to
he
the
knows
Grace
about
Group
Heather.
meetings back in the day. Like me. He had been in a car accident. Hit and run. He was dying, and he wanted me there. And when he died, I saw it. His spirit being torn apart. He screamed. I'll never forget that scream.
I know. I saw it too.
Anyway, with Madeline's help, I began looking into other members of the group, and learned it was happening to all of us. You know the rest.
So you're working with Madeline?
Working? I guess you could call it that. I've been too busy being scared to give it any serious thought.
So why'd you send Madeline outside?
Her presence disturbs my concentration, so she's keeping as far away as she can until this is resolved.
What about us?
You're the ones who are going to save my hide. For you, I'll make the extra effort to focus.
Could you tell me about the Grace Group? It was some kind of self-help group?
About 20 years ago, I was a very different person. I suppose you could call me an alcoholic, although I wouldn't have said it at the time. Then I saw an ad in the newspaper. It promised to help folks like me find their way. It seemed to be some kind of hippie self-help group, but I went to a meeting anyway. I don't remember much about the meetings, but somehow I had discovered that going to seminary school was something I had to do. It all made sense.
Made sense.
I just knew it was what I was meant to be doing, and I was right.
There are tons of case files listed.
Okay, Carthos.
What about yourself? Is there anything we should know?
Look, you're not exactly catching me at my best here. I can't do anything. I'm not a true bestower like you are. Madeline says she's been weakened, or I've been weakened, or something. She doesn't know. Believe me, if I could do what you can do, I'd be out there trying to stop this. But I can't. So all I can do is hide.
Did you know that there's a ghost across the roof from George's apartment?
Really?
Do you know anything about it?
Sadly, no. I'm sorry.
What happened at these meetings?
That's just it. I don't remember. Until recently, I never questioned it before. How messed up is that?
Yeah, it's a little
Go,
weird.
Sit down and leave. I'd meet with the other members for coffee afterward. What on earth did we talk about? We must have found something. But I do remember a man.
Benjiro.
Benjiro. He ran the meetings.
Benjiro.
Yeah, Japanese guy. I don't remember anything else about him.
No one would name their kid Benjiro.
How many people went to these meetings?
There were 6 of us. You already know about Leah and George and myself. The others are dead.
Who were they?
Does it matter? They are dead. Their souls were taken.
Even still, tell me.
Okay.
Jeffrey Dutta, Heather
Jeffrey
Goffstein,
Dutta, Heather
Peter
Goffstein, Peter Fielding. Awesome. Names are good.
So the man who ran the Grace Group meetings was named Benjiro.
This is just
Yeah,
Exposition
Japanese
Central
guy.
tonight.
I don't remember anything else.
Getting
about
things
it.
done.
Could you tell me about Jeffrey?
God, Jeffrey Dutta. Talk about transfiguration. When he walked into that Grace Group meeting, I thought he was in the wrong place. I mean, the guy was a Wall Street
was one of the names
broker, for
Heather?
crying out loud. He could have bought the church and everything in it. But he later confessed that he tried to kill himself. Twice.
So what happened to him?
He became a professional dog walker. Can you believe it? He used to pocket millions a year plus bonuses. Then he was picking up dog crap for $25 an hour and smiling about it.
Behold the
He
power
was
of
hit by a
puppies.
car crossing the street. A hit and run. I was at his bedside when he died. Madeline had been around for about a month at that point, so I saw his spirit rise from his body. I thought I was supposed to help him, but instead You know what happened next.
Yeah, there's a Heather. Okay.
Could you tell me about Peter?
Peter Fielding, yes.
But
I never
is
had
she
much
Heather or
contact
is Heather
with him.
somebody else?
He died several months
I
ago.
guess we'll find out when we
I'm
ask.
afraid it's too late for him.
You saw his soul being taken?
Well, no. He died before Madeline came into my life, so I can't say for sure. But he went to Grace Group meetings, and he's dead. What other conclusion can I reach?
Fair enough.
Tell me about Heather Goffstein. You said she was a member of your group.
Yes, she was one of us. I asked George if he knew where she was. He told me she was dead. I'm afraid it's too late for her.
Is this like Peter? Did you actually see her soul being taken?
No, I didn't. Thank
So
heaven I
she
didn't.
could be Heather
Seeing it happen
Goffstein.
once is more than I can take.
Huh.
How exactly did Peter Fielding die?
Why? Are you going to try and find his spirit? There is no spirit. It's gone.
You said it yourself. You don't know for sure.
It was some kind of accident. I'm not sure of the details. I read about his death in the obituaries. Too late for his funeral, sadly, but I said a prayer for him.
How did Heather Goffstein die?
I'm getting a bad feeling
Afraid
that
I
maybe
don't
this
know.
force is following
George
me to
was
find
the one
these
who kept
souls
in touch
too.
with her. He told me she died, but he didn't tell me how or when. I suppose it doesn't matter anymore.
All right, Michael.
Of course. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Jeffrey,
Thy rod
Dutta,
and thy
and Peter
staff, they
Fielding.
comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. You anoint my
Wrong
head
thing.
with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
So Peter Fielding owned
There,
a
we got
January
one.
My
hill.
shepherd, I shall
Worth a
not
visit, I
want.
suppose.
He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He
Ooh,
restores
man.
my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. And though I
And
walk
I
through the valley
think-
of the shadow,
I think we're gonna cut it there. It's been about 2.5 hours. We learned a lot. Actually, let's see if Madeline knows anything about this stuff we just learned, and then,
Madeline?
then
Yes,
we'll
Blackwell.
cut it. I'll find some place to go.
Michael said that a man named
I didn't
Benjiro
Google
ran the Grace Group
Benjiro yet
meetings.
either.
My host has said as much
Benjiro.
to me, yes. Sadly, he does not
Again,
remember much
very
about
unlikely that anyone in Japan would actually name their child that. So I
Could
don't
you
know
tell
if it
me
was
about Jeffrey?
like
I'm
a
afraid not.
Japanglish mashup. Sorry, I wasn't paying
Could you
attention.
tell me about Jeffrey?
I'm afraid not.
Nope.
Do you know anything about Peter Fielding? He was in the
I
Grace
was
Group
actually,
with
and I'll
Michael.
stop at the
I have
police
never met
station
him.
too
He passed away before I became
to
bonded.
see if I can
with
get
my
information
host.
on any of them.
Michael believes his soul was already taken.
He might be right, but he may not be. If his spirit still exists, you are the ones to find it.
Do you know anything about Heather Goffstein? She was in the Grace Group with Michael.
I know of her, but I have never met her. She passed away before my host and I became bonded. I never encountered her spirit.
Michael believes her soul was already taken.
It is certainly possible, but I refuse to lose hope until I see the evidence.
Well,
Of course.
Alrighty. So let's pop these names in at the police database. I think, okay, we'll keep going until I go back to the apartment and talk to
Officer Palmer.
Red Ghost.
Yeah. What can I do for you?
I'm trying to find someone named Benjiro. He
forgot
ran
to
some
look
kind
that
of
up on the
self-help
Interbuds,
circle
too.
called the Grace Group.
Let's see. No, nothing on file. Sorry.
Do you have a record of a Jeffrey Dutta? He was killed in a hit and run.
Let's see. Yep, hit and run, like you said. Technically, the case is open, but nobody has any hopes that it'll be solved.
Ah!
Can you tell me anything about the death of a Mr. Peter Fielding?
Okay, let's see.
Well, actually, we know his soul's been ripped apart, but
Yep,
we haven't found the
here he
murderer
is.
yet.
Peter Fielding, age 54, owned a fitness center in Murray Hill called Field's Gym. He fell off a ladder while fixing a light bulb in the locker room, hit his head on the bench, and bled to death. Nobody found him for
That
several
blows.
hours. An ambulance was called and pronounced him dead at the scene.
Nothing more than that?
That's pretty open and shut. Accidental death.
Do you have any record of a Heather Goffstein?
Let me check. Nope, nothing on Heather Goffstein. Sorry.
Well, I'd better go.
Sure.
Alrighty, so we'll talk to the ghost at the apartment, and then that'll be the end of that. Pardon me while I stand in the cold.
Joey, could you...
You bell.
Oops.
Huh, locked.
There we go. Although I can't go over
Hi
notes
there.
with her at all.
Hello? What brings...
Come on.
No.
You'll figure...
Alright, well, that's useless.
Well, who
I have a
would've
feeling
Sad.
the answer lies with Peter Fielding. But we're not going to know till next week.